Hello CIS50. Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Mason, and for this Week 4 project of working with, manipulating, poking, experimenting, and leveraging AI, I spent a little time utilizing Suno. I have a good familiarity with natural language processing, NLP, generative AIs, and use them almost daily. I'm looking at you ChatGPT and Google Gemini. Suno takes NLP prompts and generates a musical track with stylized elements, including lyrics, melody, and movements through the typical portions of a song. This app is very powerful for someone who enjoys music, but might not have all the talents or time to compose, produce, play all the instruments, and write lyrics, while still wanting a finished track to enjoy, and even easily share. Upon clicking the Create button, in less than a minute, Suno outputs two distinctly different versions of its generated tracks for you to listen to, thumbs up and or thumbs down, modify, and even release publicly. Although this functionality is the simplest and fastest way to create a song, Suno has many other features that make the songs feel even more fleshed out. A feature that I thought was pretty impressive was the ability to upload a clip of an original song. That, in turn, allows you to either use it as the basis for what you're hoping to draw inspiration from, or even to reimagine the song to create a cover of it, while retaining elements of the original melody and the original lyrics. Or even the opposite by changing lyrics from the original, and even adding lyrics to a purely instrumental track. One of the best features I found was the ability for people to collaborate on a single track, either by using Discord, or by just taking the public, existing prompt and adding to it. It helps Suno as an application feel more collaborative, and, with everyone's unique perspective, allows it to grow, and for the track to, essentially, evolve. As a feature of Suno's website, and not necessarily the AI behind it, there is an extensive library of all the publicly shared tracks by the Suno community. This allows anyone to search existing genres, artist styles, lyrics, numbers of pi is a very common lyric theme, and even beats per minute. From my experience, within 5 minutes of first going to the website, I was able to sign up for an account, see what songs were showing up on the front page as a teaser, then go to the Create section of the website, type a basic prompt, and have two Suno AI-generated tracks be created, one of which I'm actually content with cheeky smiley face. Navigating the website is very easy and uncomplicated. The prompt interface seems mostly straightforward, but there are essentially two different types of NLP prompt options. Basic, which is a text box with a maximum of 200 characters to create the first iteration of the song, and Custom, which allows for separation of 1250 characters for lyrics and 120 characters for style, with me spending more time and accruing more experience working with the prompts. Since the character limits are so restrictive, using keywords seems to be the most efficient utilization to create the most impactful song, something that felt like a gotcha, and, technically, falls under the technology category of freemium, is the fact that a free account can only create, modify, change, add to, or manipulate a song a maximum of 5 times per day. Additionally, another limitation appears that most of Suno's songs are around 2 minutes. As the AI technology is evolving, the generation model is allowing and able to create 4-minute songs. But, in looking at the release notes, this version, which allows 4-minute tracks, version 3.5, has only been in implementation since June. A realization I had was, within the genre of metal and metal-adjacent songs, it sounds like the vocals are all homogenized as a generic male rock voice. It's almost as if it's a pitched-down, deeper-voiced version of Dragon Force's Singer. When I looked into the privacy and data collection elements of Suno, it appeared that Suno collected very typical elements of data, including, but not limited to, computer connection data, search terms, typed-in prompts, uploaded pictures, uploaded songs and or sounds, other creator interactions, comments, likes, adjustments, etc. The information is then used to help build up the machine learning element of the Suno AI product. Provide targeted marketing, not only to Suno users about upgrading to the paid tier, but also releasing the advertising data, so that other businesses can target ads towards people who search for and listen to certain genres. Something that other users who were paying for the service were commenting on is the fact that even when typing in lyrics, certain words, phrases, and lyrics were unable to be used. Users felt that because they were creating the lyrics, they would have the autonomy of freedom of speech when applied to the AI of Suno, and then were surprised that there were guardrails in place on the AI's generated product. All in all, I'm very impressed by Suno, and, at the moment, it's my main go-to just for listening to new music which is all themed the same. I find it very impressive what people are able to create and harness out of text-based prompts to create such rich and full songs.